Building a strong sense of self is at the core of creating a lasting impression in any relationship. It's not about playing games or intentionally making someone miss you. Instead, it's about cultivating a version of yourself that is confident, independent, and magnetic. Someone whose presence lingers in the mind of others, not because you demand it, but because you naturally command it. Right? The first step in this process is embracing your individuality. Everyone has unique talents, passions, and qualities that make them stand out. The key is to recognize those traits within yourself and nurture them. When you focus on your own growth, you begin to exude a kind of confidence that is undeniably attractive. People are drawn to individuals who are secure in who they are, who have a clear sense of purpose, and who live authentically. This isn't something you can fake. It's something that shines through when you genuinely invest in yourself. Another essential aspect of building a strong sense of self is setting personal goals and pursuing them with determination. When you're working towards something meaningful, whether it's a career milestone, a personal achievement, or even a simple hobby that brings you joy, you radiate a sense of purpose. This energy is infectious. It creates an aura of ambition and excitement that naturally draws others to you. And when you're busy creating a life you're proud of, it leaves space for others to admire and miss your presence rather than feeling smothered by it. But confidence and ambition alone aren't enough. They need to be balanced with self-awareness and humility. A strong sense of self doesn't mean being arrogant or self-centered. It means understanding your strengths and weaknesses, embracing them fully, and being open to growth. It's about finding a balance between taking pride in who you are and remaining approachable and kind. When you strike this balance, people feel both inspired by you and comfortable around you, which creates deeper emotional connections. Independence is another critical factor. Being in a relationship doesn't mean losing your identity or becoming overly dependent on your partner for happiness. In fact, maintaining your independence is one of the most attractive qualities you can bring to a relationship. When you have your own interests, friendships, and activities, it shows that you value yourself and your time. And it also gives your partner the opportunity to miss you, to wonder what you're up to, and to appreciate the moments you do share together. Independence creates space, and in that space, longing can grow. Taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally also plays a significant role in building a strong sense of self. When you prioritize your health and well-being, you not only feel better about yourself, but also project an image of someone who values their own worth. This doesn't mean striving for perfection. It means taking small, consistent steps toward being your best self. Whether it's staying active, practicing mindfulness, or seeking out opportunities for learning and growth, every effort you make to improve yourself contributes to the energy you bring into your relationships. Of course, part of this journey is learning to enjoy your own company. Solitude isn't something to fear. It's an opportunity to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with yourself. When you're comfortable being alone, you send a powerful message. You don't need someone else to complete you because you're already whole. This kind of self-assuredness is incredibly attractive because it creates a sense of stability and security. When someone knows that you're not dependent on them for your happiness, it allows them to relax and appreciate you for who you are, rather than feeling the weight of your expectations. In relationships, it's easy to fall into the trap of overcompensating, trying too hard to be noticed or appreciated. But the truth is, you don't need to constantly remind someone of your worth if you're already living it. When you're genuinely confident and fulfilled, your actions, demeanor, and energy will speak for themselves. People will naturally be drawn to you, and their affection will come from a place of genuine admiration rather than obligation. Ultimately, making her miss you isn't about manipulating her emotions or playing hard to get. It's about becoming someone she naturally thinks about, someone whose presence adds value to her life. By focusing on building a strong sense of self, you create an unshakable foundation for your relationships. You show her and the world that you're someone worth missing, not because you demand it, but because you've earned it through your authenticity, independence, and dedication to personal growth. When you live as the best version of yourself, you don't just become someone she misses. You become someone she respects, admires, and wants to be around. Effortlessly. It's beyond effortless. The world changes when you change. So let's try things differently. It always goes better. You've earned the right to not show your authentic self. Number 2, commit fully. The secret to creating a lasting impression and making someone miss you without trying lies in mastering the delicate balance between presence and absence. It's not about calculated moves or manipulative tactics, but about understanding the natural rhythm of connection and space in a relationship. This balance allows the relationship to breathe and grow while leaving room for longing and appreciation to develop organically. When you are with someone, the quality of your presence is everything. It's not enough to simply be there physically. True presence means being engaged, attentive, and fully immersed in the moment. Listen intently when she speaks, respond thoughtfully, and show her that your time together is valuable to you. These moments of genuine connection create memories that linger, making your presence feel significant and worth cherishing. When you're fully present, you leave a lasting emotional imprint that makes her think about you long after the moment is past. Being present also means paying attention to the small details that make her feel seen and appreciated. It could be remembering her favorite coffee order, noticing her mood changes, or supporting her in ways that show you care. These thoughtful gestures don't need to be grand or elaborate. Often it's the little things that matter most. When someone feels truly valued and understood in your presence, they naturally miss that sense of connection when you're apart. But just as important as your presence is your ability to step back and allow space for absence. In any relationship, constant closeness can sometimes dilute the sense of appreciation. When you give her room to breathe, to focus on her own life, and to miss you in her own time, it strengthens the bond between you. Absence creates a void that reminds her of the value you bring to her life. It's in the moments of quiet separation that she has the opportunity to reflect on the times you've shared, the way you make her feel, and the unique qualities you bring to the relationship. Stepping back doesn't mean disappearing entirely or playing games to provoke her emotions. It's about maintaining a sense of individuality and independence that enriches both of your lives. When you have your own interests, passions, and activities, it not only gives you a fulfilling life outside the relationship, but also makes you more intriguing and dynamic. She begins to associate your absence with curiosity and admiration rather than distance or neglect. Equally, your absence should never feel like punishment or neglect. It's important to communicate openly and honestly, ensuring she understands that your time apart is a natural and healthy part of your dynamic, not a sign of disinterest. This transparency builds trust and ensures that the space between you feels secure and intentional rather than unsettling or confusing. When absence is framed positively, it becomes a tool for strengthening the relationship rather than weakening it. In truth, when you reunite after time apart, the impact of your presence becomes even more powerful. There's a renewed sense of excitement and appreciation for each other's company. The time you've spent apart allows both of you to bring fresh energy, new experiences, and a sense of renewal to the relationship. This cycle of connection and separation keeps the relationship vibrant and prevents it from becoming stagnant or predictable. It's also worth noting that mastering the balance of presence and absence requires self-awareness and emotional intelligence. You need to be attuned to her feelings, understanding when she needs your support and when she might benefit from space. This balance isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. It's something that evolves over time as you get to know each other on a deeper level. By being sensitive to her needs and your own, you create a dynamic that feels natural and fulfilling for both of you. Ultimately, the art of presence and absence isn't about controlling her emotions or orchestrating scenarios where she has no choice but to miss you. It's about creating a relationship dynamic that feels effortless and genuine. By being fully present when you're together and confident in giving her space when you're apart, you foster a connection that is built on mutual respect, trust, and appreciation. When she misses you, it won't be because you've tried to make her. It will be because the moments you've shared have been meaningful, the space you've allowed has been respectful, and the person you are is someone she values deeply. That's the kind of lasting impact that requires no effort, only authenticity. Creating a sense of mystery and intrigue in a relationship is a subtle yet powerful way to leave a lasting impression. It's not about being secretive or withholding. It's about maintaining a level of curiosity and excitement that keeps the connection alive and engaging. When someone doesn't feel like they've completely unraveled everything about you, it creates a dynamic where they naturally think about you more, wanting to know and experience more of who you are. And when you understand that, you know how to use it to your advantage when you're interactive. At the heart of this lies the idea of being multifaceted. People are drawn to complexity, layers of interests, experiences, and emotions that make you unique. When you cultivate your own passions and explore different aspects of your personality, you naturally become more intriguing. Whether it's a hobby you're passionate about, an area of expertise you're developing, or a quirky interest that surprises her, these little nuances make you memorable. They give her something to wonder about and admire, even when you're not around. This sense of intrigue is deepened when you allow parts of yourself to be revealed gradually over time. In a world where instant gratification is the norm, there's something captivating about taking things slow and letting someone discover who you are piece by piece. It's not about hiding anything, but about sharing selectively and meaningfully. When you don't put everything about yourself on display all at once, it leaves room for curiosity to grow. She begins to anticipate the next layer you'll share, making every new discovery feel special and significant. Another element of maintaining mystery is balancing openness with independence. While vulnerability and honesty are critical for building trust, it's equally important to have parts of your life that are just for you. This could mean spending time on personal projects, maintaining friendships outside the relationship, or pursuing goals that matter to you. When you have a sense of autonomy and purpose, it sends the message that you're complete on your own and that your relationship is an enriching addition to your life, not something that defines or consumes you. This independence isn't just attractive, it also creates a sense of respect and admiration. Mystery also thrives in spontaneity. Predictability can sometimes dull the excitement in a relationship, but when you introduce unexpected moments, it keeps things fresh and exciting. It could be as simple as surprising her with a thoughtful gesture, planning an unanticipated adventure, or sharing an experience that's outside your usual routine. These surprises don't have to be extravagant. Their value lies in their ability to create new and memorable moments that she'll carry with her. Body language and communication also play a role in building intrigue. Sometimes it's not about what you say, but how you carry yourself. Confidence, a genuine smile, and thoughtful pauses in conversation can create a sense of depth that invites curiosity. When you listen more than you talk, when you ask thoughtful questions, and when you respond in ways that reflect both attentiveness and a bit of subtle mystery, it keeps the dynamic engaging. Concept. You're showing her that there's more to you than meets the eye, and she'll naturally want to learn more. It's essential, however, to strike a balance. Too much mystery can come across as disinterest or emotional unavailability, which can push someone away instead of drawing them closer. The key is to blend intrigue with authenticity, showing enough of yourself to build trust and connection while leaving room for curiosity. Authenticity is what grounds the relationship, while mystery keeps it alive and evolving. Without a genuine foundation, mystery can feel superficial, but when combined with authenticity, it becomes magnetic. Part of maintaining this balance is being unpredictable in the best way. It's about showing her that you're not confined to a single dimension, but are someone who grows, evolves, and surprises even yourself. When she sees you challenging yourself, stepping out of your comfort zone, or embracing new opportunities, it adds layers to your character. This unpredictability makes her excited about being part of your journey and wondering where it will take you next. Ultimately, creating mystery isn't about orchestrating a persona or playing games. It's about being the kind of person who naturally inspires curiosity and admiration through the life you lead and the way you interact. By embracing your own complexities, maintaining a sense of independence, and cultivating an engaging dynamic, you allow her to miss you for all the right reasons. Not because you've withheld something, but because you've made her genuinely want more of what you offer. And when someone misses you for who you truly are, your depth, your layers, and the excitement you bring to their life, that's when the connection becomes truly unforgettable. The value of quality over quantity in communication cannot be overstated when it comes to building connections and leaving a lasting impression. In an age where communication is constant and often shallow, the power of meaningful exchanges stands out even more. It's not about how often you reach out, but about the depth and intention behind every interaction. Thoughtful communication has a way of resonating deeply, making her appreciate your presence and think of you even when you're not around. When you communicate with intention, you move away from mindless exchanges that fill the silence and instead focus on creating moments that matter. A simple, "How was your day?" can become a heartfelt conversation when you genuinely listen to the response. By paying attention to the little details she shares and remembering them, You show that you value her thoughts and experiences. This kind of attentiveness doesn't just make her feel heard, it makes her feel important. Focusing on quality also means knowing when to speak and when to hold back. Silence, when used wisely, can be just as powerful as words. Constantly flooding someone with messages or calls can dilute the impact of your presence. On the other hand, when you give her space and choose your moments thoughtfully, each interaction carries more weight. She begins to associate your communication with something special rather than something routine, and this naturally makes her look forward to hearing from you. The tone of your communication also plays a significant role. Humor, warmth, and sincerity can transform even the simplest exchanges into moments of connection. Whether you're sharing a funny story, offering support, or reminiscing about a shared experience, these interactions strengthen your bond. It's not about being overly serious or formal, but about being genuine and intentional in the way you communicate. When she knows that every word you share has meaning, she'll naturally value those moments more. Another important aspect is variety. Communication shouldn't feel monotonous or predictable. Introducing an element of surprise, whether it's an unexpected compliment, a thoughtful question, or a shared memory, keeps things engaging. These little shifts in the way you interact create an emotional spark, making her feel that every conversation is fresh and worth remembering. She'll find herself replaying those moments in her mind, missing the way you make her feel when you talk. Balancing frequency with substance is key. While staying in touch is important, overcommunication can sometimes backfire, leading to a sense of burnout or loss of excitement. Instead of constantly checking in, focus on making the moments you do connect meaningful and impactful. For instance, instead of a dozen texts throughout the day, a single thoughtful message can leave a stronger impression. It's not about quantity, it's about the emotions and thoughtfulness that your words convey. Part of this balance also involves understanding and respecting her communication style. Not everyone expresses themselves in the same way or prefers the same level of interaction. By being attuned to her preferences, you show that you respect her individuality and are willing to meet her where she's comfortable. This thoughtfulness not only strengthens your connection, but also makes your communication feel natural and effortless. Finally, meaningful communication extends beyond words. Actions often speak louder and leave a longer-lasting impact. A kind gesture, a supportive act, or simply being there for her in moments that matter all communicate your feelings in ways that words sometimes cannot. When you combine thoughtful words with actions that back them up, you create a consistency that builds trust and makes her miss the unique way you express care and understanding. Ultimately, making her miss you isn't about overwhelming her with constant reminders of your presence, but about creating moments of communication that she carries with her. When your words and actions consistently show that you're thoughtful, genuine, and intentional, you leave an impression that lingers, effortlessly keeping you in her thoughts. Showing genuine care and affection is one of the most powerful ways to create a connection that stays with someone, even when you're not around. It's not about grand gestures or extravagant displays, but about small, meaningful actions that make her feel valued and appreciated. True affection comes from a place of authenticity, and when it's given freely and sincerely, it has a way of leaving a lasting impact. At the heart of genuine care is the ability to understand and respond to her needs. This requires attentiveness. Not just listening to her words, but observing her actions, moods, and unspoken cues. When you notice the little things, like how she lights up when she talks about her passions, or the subtle signs that she's had a tough day, it shows that you're truly paying attention. This level of attentiveness communicates that she matters to you, not just in the big moments, but in the everyday ones too. One of the simplest yet most impactful ways to show care is through acts of kindness. These don't have to be elaborate. Often it's the smallest gestures that mean the most. Bringing her favorite snack when she's stressed, sending a thoughtful message to brighten her day, or remembering something she mentioned in passing all demonstrate that you're thinking of her and that her happiness matters to you. These acts of kindness create a sense of security and warmth that she'll associate with you, making your presence in her life feel special and irreplaceable. Being emotionally present is another key aspect of genuine affection. When she shares her thoughts, dreams, or even her fears, it's important to create a space where she feels safe and supported. Offering encouragement, validating her feelings, or simply being a patient listener can mean more than any words you might say. It's not about solving every problem for her, but about showing her that she doesn't have to face them alone. This emotional support builds trust and creates a bond that goes beyond surface level connections. Equally important is expressing your affection in a way that feels natural and personal to both of you. Not everyone shows or receives love in the same way, and part of showing genuine care is understanding her unique preferences. For some, words of affirmation might be meaningful. For others, quality time or physical touch might resonate more deeply. When you tailor your gestures to what makes her feel most loved, you show that you're not just going through the motions, but are truly invested in her happiness. So what our meaningful gifts can do? It's also essential to balance affection with respect for her independence. Genuine care doesn't mean smothering her, trying to be her sole source of support. Instead, it's about uplifting her, encouraging her to pursue her passions, and celebrating her individuality. When she feels that you admire her for who she is, and that your affection comes without expectations or conditions, it strengthens the bond between you. She'll associate you with positivity and support, which naturally makes her miss your presence when you're apart. Humor and playfulness can also be expressions of genuine care. Sharing moments of laughter, teasing her in a lighthearted way, or creating inside jokes adds a layer of joy to your interactions. These moments don't just make her smile in the moment, they create memories that she'll think back on fondly, even when you're not there. Laughter has a way of deepening connections and making your time together feel effortless and enjoyable. Finally, being consistent in your care and affection is what makes it truly impactful. Sporadic gestures can feel hollow or insincere, but when your actions consistently reflect your feelings, it builds a sense of trust and reliability. She'll come to see you as someone who is steady and dependable, someone she can count on no matter what. This consistency is what turns fleeting moments into a lasting connection. When you show her genuine care and affection, you don't have to try to make her miss you. Your thoughtfulness, kindness, and support will naturally make you someone she values deeply, creating a bond that stays with her even when you're apart. Confidence is magnetic and has a way of drawing people in without effort. When you carry yourself with self-assurance and authenticity, it sends a message that you are comfortable with who you are, and that energy is undeniably attractive. Confidence isn't about being loud or dominating the room. It's about quietly owning your space, being true to yourself, and embracing your strengths and imperfections alike. This kind of self-possession naturally makes you someone who lingers in her mind, even when you're not around. Confidence begins with self-awareness. When you know your values, goals, and what makes you unique, you exude an energy that speaks volumes without you having to say much. It's not about boasting or showing off. It's about knowing your worth and living in alignment with it. People are drawn to individuals who are clear about who they are and what they stand for, and that clarity creates an aura that's hard to ignore. When you live with purpose and conviction, she'll notice, and she'll remember. Self-confidence also shows in the way you handle challenges and setbacks. Life isn't always smooth, and how you respond to difficulties reveals a lot about your character. A confident person doesn't crumble under pressure or wallow in self-pity. They face problems with resilience and determination. When she sees that you approach life's ups and downs with a calm and collected demeanor, it builds respect and admiration. It tells her that you're someone who can handle not only your own challenges, but also be a source of stability and support in her life. It tells her that you are within her who she can count on. Part of confidence is also being comfortable with vulnerability. A truly confident person isn't afraid to show their emotions or admit when they don't have all the answers. This authenticity creates a sense of trust and makes you relatable. When you're willing to open up and share your true self, it shows her that you have nothing to prove and that you value genuine connection over superficial appearances. This kind of vulnerability, when combined with self-assurance, creates a powerful dynamic that's hard to forget. Is that confidence naturally affects the way you interact with others. It's evident in your body language, your tone of voice, and the way you engage in conversations. A confident person listens actively, speaks thoughtfully, and isn't afraid of silence. They don't feel the need to dominate a conversation or constantly seek validation. Instead, they contribute meaningfully and let their presence speak for itself. This calm and collected approach leaves an impression because it's rooted in self-belief, not a need for approval. Confidence also involves taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. When you prioritize your well-being, it shows that you respect yourself and value your life. Whether it's staying active, pursuing your passions, or maintaining a positive mindset, These habits reflect a person who is in control of their own happiness. She'll notice the pride you take in yourself, and it will naturally make her see you as someone worth investing your own time and energy in. Being confident doesn't mean being perfect. It means embracing your flaws and owning your journey. It's about having the humility to learn and grow while maintaining a sense of pride in how far you've come. When you approach life with this balance of self-assurance and openness, it creates a dynamic that's both inspiring and approachable. She'll see you as someone who is not only confident, but also grounded and genuine, a combination that's rare and unforgettable. Finally, confidence is about creating a life you love. When you pursue your dreams, engage in activities that excite you, and build relationships that uplift you, it creates a fulfilling life that's attractive to those around you. She'll see the passion and joy you bring to your own existence, and that energy will naturally draw her in. You won't need to try to make her miss you, because your confidence and the life you built will leave an imprint that's impossible to overlook. When confidence is paired with authenticity, kindness, and a sense of purpose, it becomes a quality that resonates deeply. It makes you someone who isn't just noticed, but remembered. Someone whose presence lingers in the best possible way.